What's going on, dudes? It's your boy Andy Majors. I'm back with another video. Sorry I haven't made a video in about a week or so, but anyways, I'm back in action, baby. I am back in action. So check this out, guys. Check this out. Things in Japan seem to just be getting worse in many areas. Not just like the Japanese population. Not just like Japan becoming more anti-foreigner, anti-gaijin, putting more restrictions on tourism, but this could also be the end of an era for Weekly Shonen Jump. Now, so Shonen Jump is the magazine, right? That is the magazine that publishes at least one chapter of the most popular manga. Right, so like Naruto, Demon Slayer, I think Dragon Ball, and a couple of other ones. One Piece, right? Shonen Jump, all Shonen Jump titles. Like the new chapters are copied straight to Shonen Jump, right? So I'm here at SoraNews.com, and it says end of a manga era as Weekly Shonen Jump circulation drops under 1 million. So basically, every week, right? Every week. Shonen Jump publishes thousands of prints, thousands of copies of Shonen Jump, right? And it's basically just black and white, paper inside the book. Basically a compilation, right? A compilation of just manga, of all types of manga under the Shonen Jump publisher, including Demon Slayer and One Piece. Okay, so it says, Weekly Shonen Jump is still the biggest magazine in Japan, but its print circulation is getting smaller and smaller. Just like everything else in Japan, right? The Japan Magazine Publisher Association has released circulation data for the first quarter of the Japanese publisher year, April to June. During that time, Weekly Shonen Jump's average print circulation fell from 985,000 copies per week. Not only was that like basically a 2% drop, which, trust me, it's a big deal. It is a pretty big deal, damn it. Okay, it's the first time since 2008 for Weekly Shonen Jump circulation to slip below 1 million. Right, to slip below 1 million, because usually they every week they usually publish like more than 1 million, right? Much more than 1 million, like 1 million, 2 million, right? But now it dropped. Right, it seriously dropped. Okay. Then it says, by 2017, circulation dipped under 2 million per week. So as you can see, it's a pretty big deal. Because like they usually print more than 1 million copies per week, not month, by the way. Keep this in mind. Not per month, guys. Per week. In 7 days. In 7 freaking days. That's a pretty big deal. So that means tens of thousands of people opted out of Shonen Jump. Okay? And so what this means is that in the future, we're probably going to see less and less people opting into Shonen Jump. Right? I mean, I don't think manga sales are going to drop. Manga sales are going to continue regardless of what happens. Right? But the magazine itself could lose popularity because the Shonen Jump magazine, people pick it up at the train stations. If you ever been to Japan, that's where all the magazines are at. They pick it up at the, at the local convenience store like 7-Eleven, Watson, or at the, in the train stations. They sell them at the train station. You can pick them up for a couple of dollars, and just be on your way. And people read them on the train on their way to work and all of that. So, yeah, man, it's a pretty big deal, and I do see this dropping every single month. Every single month is probably, it's gonna go from 900,000 to 800,000, 700,000, and then eventually it's gonna get to the point where Shonen Jump's gonna be like, should we even print these anymore? Should we even print these anymore? Right? Because I mean, who reads magazines anymore? Magazines are pretty much a thing of the past. Very, very few people read magazines. Very, very few people. I know back in the 2000s, magazines were a must. That was part of celebrity culture in America. And for manga, that's where like the mangas, the first chapter of when a new chapter of a manga comes out, it will first be published on the magazine, right? And it will be syndicated out. But then, But if magazines die, we still have the internet, so it's really not a big deal. I think magazines can easily die, but manga sales, I don't think they're gonna drop. I don't think we're gonna, Shonen Jump is gonna have less manga sales. Okay, that's what I think. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. This is not looking good. Japan is declining in many ways. I was thinking of learning the Japanese language. I'm still thinking about it. Learning Japanese, but I really don't see the point of this time. There's like so much decline happening in Japan. I mean, at this point, like, what is the point of learning if not only does the Japanese government not want you in their country, but also like there's too many things declining. Populations declining, and you would think that if they would allow more immigrants into the country, to impregnate their women, they can help increase the population. But no, they don't want that. They really don't want that. um and yeah, and now we have a decline in the magazine. But let's see what happens. I don't know. I'm still thinking of whether or not I should invest into the future Japan by learning the language. But let's see what happens. I don't think manga or magazines are going to die out immediately. It's going to take a couple of years because Japan is very much a physical media company. Japan is a very physical media company. So it's going to be a long, long time before paper media dies out. I don't think, or if it ever dies out, the Japanese like their paper, and so do we. That's why we loved it. We like them so much. But let's see what happens. Let's see if this continues. Let's see if we are seeing the last days of the Shonen Jump magazine. I remember here in America, we used to get the Shonen Jump magazine everywhere, but now we really don't. We really don't get the magazines anymore. And one of the reasons is because we have many bookstores closed down here, like Borders closed down. We still got Barnes and Nobles, but other than that, I mean, magazines are pretty much a dying business in America, and nobody's really buying them. So what's the point? What's the point? But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Reach your notifications, guys. It's your boy in the Matrix. Godspeed, baby.